This is the Stubborn German podcast from the bright and lovely Stubborn German Brewery here in Waterloo, Illinois. I am Jared Chasson with Chris Ron and the lovely Tammy Ron joining us once again.
Prost.
Hello.
How are you guys?
Couldn't be better.
Great.
And if you couldn't tell, we didn't mention Kevin.
That's because we kicked him off the podcast.
Yeah,
He's gone.
he just wasn't getting it done.
He's too dull, has no stories, no personality. I know.
Yeah. No, he had to be gone tonight. I don't know if is it work related?
I think it's an automotive related field trip of some sort.
Right.
Don't know exactly what it is, but I think he's headed to Indy.
Part of me wants to feel bad when he's got work stuff, and then I'm like, wait a minute, work stuff is like hanging out with cool cars and all that stuff. So no, I don't feel bad.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
Oh well.
But you are missed, Kevin.
Yeah.
If you're
Yes.
listening to this,
Yes.
we miss you.
Totally.
Well, in Kevin's place, we have Tammy, and what are we gonna talk about tonight?
We are going to talk about Stubbornfest.
Nice. I
Which-
can't hardly wait.
I know. I'm so excited. Stubbornfest is our yearly celebration of Oktoberfest. It is October 1st and 2nd.
That's right.
Cool. Well, before we get into that, we have to go to our classic segment, the German word of the day.
That's right. I have prepared a German word of the day today. And that word is... stall. Okay. It is... Can't hear it.
He's trying.
Theresienwiese.
I like it when you say it, Chris.
Theresienwiese.
Theresienwiese.
I just have to hear it so I can just
Right.
repeat it, though.
Let's throw it to
Theresienwiese.
our guest, Tammy. You go first.
Okay.
What is the word again?
Theresienwiese.
A traveling party.
Traveling
Wow.
party.
She said that with some confidence.
That was very quick.
Traveling party. Okay.
Okay. Traveling party.
Theresienwiese. I'm going to say...
Don't forget your answer because you can't change it.
Right. Something ground. I'm going to say Theresian is like terra, ground.
Oh, there you go.
I'm going to say... I don't know. Groundwork.
Groundwork.
Like laying the groundwork
okay.
for something.
Groundwork
I'm
and
sure
a
that's
traveling
not
party. You
Okay.
guys are just right on track there.
So close.
All right. Well, we'll find out later. So actually, this does kind of fit our theme for tonight of Oktoberfest, and so I plan to reveal exactly what that word means during the body of the show. So if you're just listening to find out what Theresienwiese means, and you're just going to fast forward through it all, you'll have to actually listen to it
Right.
all tonight, today.
I feel like
Whenever.
most of our listeners are only here for the word of the day.
I think so.
I'm glad you
It's wildly
told
popular.
them to stick around. So, October 1st and 2nd, or 2-day event,
Yes,
Oktoberfest.
it's back, baby.
It's crazy.
back.
And you
yeah,
got
we
the,
had to skip last year.
Oh, right.
kinda.
Yeah.
We did
something, right?
We did a Stubbornfest to go package for the COVID year for 2020. So we sold beers, our German beers, and then we packaged some bratwurst from Schneider's
That's right.
in Waterloo.
Yep.
And that was fun.
Yeah. And we did
And-
a small thing outside. kinda.
And we deliver them to people's homes in dirndls and lederhosen.
That's right. We
Oh,
were all
yeah.
dressed up, making the deliveries for people that
was
ordered.
fun.
I feel like you need to do that again. Come on.
I don't think we wear those any more than we really absolutely have to. I mean, they are fun just to break out,
Yeah.
which I do on occasion at home around the house, but
Just when Tammy asked him to.
right, exactly.
So that was a new thing, right? Delivering beer. It was like
Yeah.
they had to change the city ordinance and stuff, right? That was
The Illinois Liquor Code,
Yeah.
they changed that to allow beer delivery.
Can you still do it?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
yeah, they didn't take
Yeah.
that off the books yet.
Right. You think they'll keep it?
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, I probably until there's a reason not to.
Yeah.
I'm going to call you guys Sunday morning and be like, I'll take a 4-pack of...
You call Sunday morning and find out who answers that phone.
Well, okay, so tell us, what is Oktoberfest? If people don't know, not just your Stubbornfest, but what's Oktoberfest?
So that is such a great question, Jared. I happen to be prepared with all the information on Oktoberfest. So the real Oktoberfest is in Munich. It's every year. It is actually in September, which is fun, right?
That seems confusing.
Yes. But it's let's see, the second Friday in October. Is it the second one? Gee whiz. But anyway, and it goes all the way through to October, the first weekend in October. So like our date is actually the last weekend of the real Oktoberfest in Germany.
Now, are they just doing weekends, or are they? It's like
no.
straight through
all the way through.
My goodness.
It's an all the time party.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they have a closing time at night.
These people
or
have
whatever.
jobs, right?
I think so, but
Okay.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I guess if you live there, and I would probably go there. Well, I don't know, 12 or 13 times during the.
At least,
yeah, for sure.
Okay.
So over there, basically, it's in Munich every year, and what this is, it's the celebration of the wedding of Prince Ludwig to Princess Teresa, and they have it at the Theresienwiese.
Now I know.
Yes, which means Teresa's meadow, not metal, and so that's where they have it every year. It's like a big park area, and they've got beer tents everywhere. So, you would have like a Spaten tent, a Hofbrau tent. All of the big German brewers have a huge Oktoberfest tent, and inside these tents they've got the barmaids walking around with liters full of Fest beer. Which we'll get into the beer style of Oktoberfest in a little bit. So that's actually its own style of beer.
Gotcha.
But they're serving Fest beer over there. So it's a little bit lighter than like a traditional Oktoberfest, but I think they're trying to kind of lighten things up a little bit, discourage so much drunkenness and that kind of thing. So
Wait, what?
yeah, just a little.
It's 2 weeks of beer fest. How do you
Right.
discourage
I know.
drunkenness? Yeah.
So,
cool. Now, maybe you said, how long has that been going on? How many?
It's let's see, since 1810.
Wow.
Yes, it's a 16 to 18 day festival, basically. And the first one was kind of funny. It started like the main event. Well, obviously they got married, and then the main event for this party was a horse race. And I don't know if they kept doing that or not, but I don't believe they do that now anyway. Or if they do, I'm not aware. But so yeah, it started as a horse race, which is kind of fun.
Yeah. So when you guys opened up Stubborn German, did you know right away you were going to have your own Oktoberfest? Was that a thing?
Without a doubt.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you knew.
Oh yeah.
It's part of the deal. So what was the very first one like, Tammy?
Well, we're actually kind of old pros at Oktoberfest parties.
Oh, okay.
Chris and I have been throwing Oktoberfest parties since 2008.
Wow.
I kind of had to look that up. But yeah, I found the original invitation. It was made like in Microsoft Word with the clip art and everything. So we mailed it to people.
Like through the mail?
Through like the USPS. Yeah.
How much was a stamp in 2008?
I don't remember.
How much is a stamp now? I don't know.
know that answer either.
But we always had the problem of Chris was making all this homebrew and he had all this beer and he loved to make the Oktoberfest style of beer. So it was always ready around this time. So then we might as well just have a big party and give it away to all of our friends and family and throw some food in there and some music. So it started out at our house, really small.
Right.
And it just kind of grew from there. And
then
then
we packed as many people into our house and our yard and our patio or whatever as we possibly could. I think we grew to like 2 different fire pits and had how many beers did I have on tap at our new house now? Like
probably like 6
I think
6 or 8.
10 even, because we had the jockey box, which was like 4 or 5.
Yeah, he took it way overload for like a house
overload.
party.
No.
So it's good to be friends with Chris and Tammy. Get to come to Oktoberfest, like a legit Oktoberfest party.
Yeah,
cool.
But now we have the brewery, and we get to celebrate with even more friends and family. So it's so much fun.
It's a blast. This is our Super Bowl. This is the one thing we do. You know, this is our the main event for us. So we love it.
So you already had a reputation going in to year one.
Kinda, yeah.
You had a high bar. So what'd you guys do? How'd you pull it off?
Well, so the very first one here at the brewery. So we opened in when? April?
We opened in April of 2016.
May, so it was only a few months after that rolls around the first. So we were just kind of getting our legs underneath us, trying to figure out how to run a business semi-successfully and try to, figure out brewing schedules and all this and that. So we were just learning. So I think that was the year we had it inside, right?
I was going to say that had to be the year we had it inside, and we've had Bowls and Beer Band, which is an awesome punk polka band from Lincoln, Nebraska. They come all the way here to Waterloo, Illinois to play our Oktoberfest. But yeah, it got a little crazy in here, and
it was nuts.
Actually, this brewery cage that we're sitting in now that you see when you walk in the brewery, the tuba player was hanging from the top of the cage,
climbed up
playing
there.
his tuba.
Yeah, and playing, not only climbing it, but also playing.
Yeah.
And I remember him looking up there before the show started, to see how sturdy it all looked.
Is that structural?
He was eyeballing the construction way before it even started. It was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Why is he looking at that? Now I know.
But the first year we had it inside, and it was really packed, and then we've moved outside from them. And thankfully, the city, if you apply for a permit and get the proper insurance and everything, you can shut down the street. So that's what we've done is we've shut down Main Street in Waterloo ever since then. And the event has just gotten bigger and bigger.
Yeah. Yeah. Crowds are great. Lots of beer. Oh, man, it's just a blast.
And you guys, if I recall, you're serving it outside, right? You don't have to come inside.
Correct. Yeah, we had... We've done it before where there was... the inside is always open, okay? So, and that's the only place where we can take a credit card.
Okay,
Outside... it's cash only, so there is a line if you want to use a card. So the pro tip number one here is when you come, bring cash.
Bring cash.
You usually get depending on when you show up, but you can normally walk right up to a bar and get a beer, unless you're just right in the thick of the the hecticness. But anyway, there would be 2 outside bars, and we've done it where there's 3 outside bars. Not exactly sure how this year's going to be set up. It'll be at least 2, maybe 3. There's some things still we need to kind of iron out, and got to figure out exactly which beers will be at which tent and all that. So, but we've got music pretty well the entire time that we're open those 2 days.
It really is the entire time. The only time is for set changes,
right?
But lots of German music. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
So can we go down the list? Who you got lined up?
Absolutely. Let's do it. So go ahead, Tammy.
Yeah, so on Friday, October 1st, we're going to start this thing at 3 p.m. So you should just take off work right now.
Right.
Tell your boss you have Stubbornfest to attend to.
At least a half day, right?
Yeah,
They'll
just work
understand.
a half day and then head to Waterloo. So from 3 to 6, we have the Waterloo German Band. They bring their float. If you're familiar with the Waterloo area, the German band's always in the parade with a beautiful German decorated float. They're actually going to bring that and play off of that. And then we'll do a little set change. And then starting at 7, the Bowls and Beer Band will come. And again, they come from Lincoln, Nebraska. And they are literally the best polka band on the planet, I would say.
They're so fun. So they do some original stuff. They have an album called Sex, Drugs, Polka. They have...
Of course.
Yeah. He starts every show with, "Are you ready to polka?" And... but it's some of their original stuff, but it's a lot of just kind of the classics that you would hear at a band play at a party. It's AC/DC, but with an accordion and a tuba.
Yep.
I think the tuba is a bass guitar this year, but yeah, it's hilarious how they take these songs and just make them their own with polka, and
that's awesome.
Yeah. And they're silly enough to let me come up on stage and drum every once in a while.
I was just going to say, Chris is a drummer. Well, kind of.
Used to be at one point.
Every once in a while.
Right?
So I own some drums and some sticks. That's about as...
Usually the Bowls and Beer Band lets him play a song or two with him.
Yeah.
And that's a highlight of Chris's night, so...
Of my year.
Yeah, probably.
Which I didn't get to last year, so... Yeah.
Now, if I recall, is that who does our intro music?
Yes. Yeah.
That's right.
Our intro music is Black and Blue and Blauten Weiss from Bowls and Beer Band, yeah.
So if you like the intro to the podcast, you're going to love
Come on out. Yeah.
this band.
See them live.
That's right.
Yeah, so that's Friday, October 1st. And then on Saturday, October 2nd, we have music starting at noon up until 10:30 or 11 p.m. at night. We're going to start with the New Hanover Deutsche Meisters. They're going to start right at noon. It's just a really small band. 2 guys who play from Waterloo. They're really talented. And then
they're just fun.
They're just fun.
Yeah, fun, good beer drinking music. Kind of easy going to start the day off.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Cool.
And then from 2 to 3 p.m., we're going to have the Bubble Bus on Saturday. So you can bring your kids. I mean, Stubbornfest is totally family friendly, so please bring your kids. And everyone loves bubbles. Even adults love bubbles. I found out.
Do.
So it just puts you in the right mood.
One of my favorite memories of our Stubbornfest was the one year that I had to work out front here, and I think I was feeling a little groggy from Friday night because this was on Saturday. And it's just like, I don't really want to be here. I'd rather be sleeping. And then the Bubble Bus shows up, and the Deutsche Meister brass band starts playing. And you just kind of look around and see all the kids are smiling and having fun, and they're happy and just having a blast. The parents are happy. They got a beer in one hand and a kid in the other. And there's bubbles floating down Main Street. And I mean, just the coolest memory. And like all of a sudden, I felt a lot better.
Right.
And started drinking again.
Nice.
I remember that too. That was fun.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Do you guys do you tailor the beer selection for that day? I know a lot of your beers are German beers, but
yeah. We can get into that a little bit. Do you finish up your the bands?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, the bands. Okay.
We'll get into the beer in a second.
You mentioned
doesn't-
bubbles, and I thought that was the end of the bands.
No.
The music
sorry.
You
doesn't
would
stop
think.
at 3. Yeah. So then from 3 to 6, we have the Deutsche Meister brass band. So they are from St. Louis, and they've played here quite a few times, and they're really talented and lots of fun. And then we kind of went a different direction for our closing band on Saturday. We've always had German music all the time, which is great. But when we were scheduling this, it was kind of in the heart of COVID, and a lot of the German bands were older and maybe not ready to go out as much. So we kind of had to think outside the box, and we actually booked the Steve Ewing, the full band. So
Get
like
outta
Steve
here.
Ewing from the
Yeah.
Urge.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right.
So that'll be our closing act on Saturday.
Yep.
Awesome.
From 7 to whenever?
Yeah.
7 to close, yeah.
Yep.
Everybody likes Steve Ewing.
He's
Who
so
doesn't
much
like Steve
fun.
Ewing? Yeah, he's a blast. So we've had him inside. This was way before COVID, but we had him inside. So we only have one TV in our brewery, and he was right underneath the TV. We built a little stage there. But everywhere else, you could not see the floor. It was 100% packed.
I was here.
So
it was
crazy.
so packed.
It was so fun.
It was awesome, though.
It was just a blast, and like just the energy in the space from him. And it was him and a guitar player. It wasn't even the full band. You know what I mean? It was so for just a guy to use his vocal instrument like that, and really cool.
I meant to ask this before. How is there a connection? Like, how did you guys get Steve Ewing to play here, and now he's playing Oktoberfest?
Well, I emailed him
Stubbornfest.
at his hot dog
Steve's
business.
Hot
We
Dogs.
just love hot dogs.
Yeah.
Right.
And I was like, is there any way you would play here? And he said yes. And then I got his phone number, and I was like, oh my gosh,
Is
I
that
have
easy?
Steve Ewing's phone number. Like,
Tammy has Steve Ewing's phone number.
it's
Nice.
pretty cool.
How often do you call him?
Steve, I'm
I
thinking about
only
you.
bother.
4 letters and 2 words. What does that mean?
Yeah, but I'm super stoked to have him because, we really
Definitely.
like the Urge.
Yeah, that's cool.
For sure.
And it's different. I mean, we've got plenty
Yeah.
of German music, and this is just kind of something different and going outside our comfort zone. So
yeah, and not
hopefully
saying
people
that
like it.
this is an every year thing, but we'll see.
Yeah. German bands are kind of getting hard to come by.
Yeah.
They really are. If you know anyone knows any good German bands, send them our way.
All right.
Yeah.
We're always looking.
Interesting.
But the beer. Talk about your beer. You
Yeah.
worked really, really hard on your beer.
Oh, I do. Okay, so the beer. We brewed a ton of Stubbornfest for Stubbornfest. What?
Interesting.
So Stubbornfest is a beer that we have named after the party. So you can't have one without the other.
I was going to say,
Or the
did
other
you name
without
the
the-
beer because you already
Yeah.
had Stubbornfest? Okay.
Pretty much, yeah, because Stubbornfest is our Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
Is the name of our party, Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
It's also the name of our Oktoberfest, which is the style of the beer. So yeah, Oktoberfest is a style of beer. It's a malt forward beer. Traditionally, it's only brewed for this festival. Like in Germany, it would normally only be brewed for kind of right now, this time of year. And most other breweries use it as one of their fall seasonals. They don't make it, all that often. Who wouldn't make any sense to make an Oktoberfest in April or something?
I'm pretty sure I saw Oktoberfest in the stores in like June. So it's
It comes out earlier and earlier. It's got like pumpkin beer. But since kind of our theme here is that we like to make it like Oktoberfest all year round. So when you walk in here, we want you to feel like you're at Oktoberfest. So you have to have an Oktoberfest on tap, which
Chris
we do.
is a rebel. He doesn't play by these German rules.
Right.
Only serving it in October.
Exactly. So yeah, we have Stubbornfest, which will be on tap. That will definitely be at every bar that we have at Stubbornfest.
And it's so good. Like, is that?
Yeah.
I know it's got to be one of. Is it your best selling beer or second
Tammy?
or third?
Is it?
It's up there.
Second?
It's up there.
Something like that. Yeah. It's our flagship beer.
Yeah.
It's if someone says, one beer to describe you, we make Oktoberfest all year round.
Right.
That's what we do. So that's our shtick. But yeah, so that beer will be on tap at every bar. Now so we'll have about 4 beers on tap at each of the outside bars. I always pick beers that are lowish in alcohol. I don't need anybody drinking 7% Blitzkrieg IPA and
Right.
trying to fill a liter boot or something with that. Like that,
Yeah.
no one needs that. We're all trying to have fun and stay cool. So yeah, it's all lower ABV. So about 5% alcohol and under is where all these will be, right between 4 and 5%. And so yeah, we'll probably have some Peterstown Pilsner, definitely some Waterloo Wheat, some Shits and Giggles, which is our Munich Dunkel, the dark German lager. That'll be there for sure. Probably some Kolsch. What else? What else do you want?
Yeah, we haven't really talked about what
Yeah.
beers are going to be on tap.
We haven't.
Yeah,
It's usually a whole thing, and we have to make signs and posters.
Yeah.
And get a whole menu.
That's
kind
like
of
the
put
week
together.
before, though. So
Yeah, it's
I'm
coming.
not there yet.
It's coming, Tammy.
as
It's
of
only 2
recording-
weeks out. I'm looking
yeah.
at that digital countdown on the wall there.
Yeah. So one thing that I've been toying with that I haven't even mentioned to you yet, but if we do this third bar by the stage, I think it'd be cool to do those 4 beers. One has to be Stubbornfest, of course, but the other 3 would be the 3 that we make for our friends. So Hans Lager for Pie Hard, Shorty's Lager for Shorties, and we make one now for a Triple R bar called Beer,
Oh, yeah.
Beerrr. And those are all 3 lighter, lower ABV beers. It'd be perfect for that. We never have them on draft. We only can those, but we have some kegs in the walk-in, so we could just use some of those.
Yeah.
It'd be the first time we could get that on
be
draft,
cool.
which
Yeah.
would be kind of neat.
Nice.
So it'd be the our friends tent.
That's
or
a good
whatever.
idea. I like it.
All right, well there we go.
Let's do it.
It's happening,
This
folks.
was an official business meeting.
Yes, it was. A decision was made.
Now,
so,
you mentioned Pie Hard and Shorties. Are they going to be involved anyway in food?
That's a good question.
Yeah. So we're changing up the food a little bit this year. We're going to, continue to try to support our local restaurants. So Shorties and Pie Hard is going to be here on site with food, German-themed food. We'll post menus and what they're having as it gets closer. And then, you're always welcome to support the other restaurants in Waterloo, too.
Go there before or after or however you want to do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
So,
That'll
yeah.
be good. Anyone who doesn't know, they should know because we had an episode about it. But Pie Hard delivers to Stubborn German, so you can call it in or walk up to their window and order some food and then hang out here while you're waiting.
Yeah.
Drink a beer.
Yep.
And they'll bring it over. I don't know if they'll deliver to Stubbornfest.
Well,
that
they're
might be
gonna
kind
be
of crazy.
here
They'll be here anyway.
at
Yeah, they'll be here.
Stubbornfest.
Okay.
But they're going to be here on site with food available for sale.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Cool.
I'm sure Michael
be
will
good.
come up with something really
He always
creative.
does.
Yeah.
We are in good hands with food this year.
Yep. That's awesome.
For sure. Yep. Yeah.
So what else is going to be going on? You got music, beer, food, bubbles. What else can you ask for?
I think, is that all? No. Is that all?
We should do the Beer Puppeteer again. That was fun last year.
Yeah. I'll have to call Ryan. And my buddy Ryan Hampton made... so it basically, we call it the Beer Puppeteer, but basically, you've probably seen these things on a Facebook video or something. But basically, you belt or strap a wooden frame that kind of goes above your head, and so it starts on your back, then goes up and it does a 90. So it's above your head, and then it has strings that go down. and you basically control these strings and they're attached to a little platform which holds your beer. So you put your beer in the middle, and there's a little hole in there, so your beer sits down in this little piece of wood. But you're controlling what angle that piece of wood goes with your two hands.
With your hands.
Yeah. So the idea is to not wear your beer and try to just take a drink, if you dare. But
interesting. Who came up with this?
I think Ryan saw it on Facebook and just made one. He's very handy, very craftsmanship oriented, and so he made this contraption and brought it last year, and it was so fun and so entertaining because everyone thinks that they can do this.
I was going to say, is it like a challenge? Like you get in line and sign up or whatever to do this?
Sounds like we have our first volunteer.
Yeah. I mean...
last year we just had like our friends and our good customers were like, here, you try it. And they're like, oh, I can do this easy. And then they get this contraption strapped on and start moving, and they're like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. Like they've spilled their beers everywhere. It's fun to watch.
It's awesome. Ryan did a great job. Ryan saw a problem and he found a solution.
The Beer Puppeteer.
Beer Puppeteer. It's great. It's awesome.
Check it out.
We got to make sure it'll make a comeback.
Yeah.
We got to confirm
Otherwise,
this.
we got to clear that. I'll cut this out.
We'll erase this whole thing.
But that's just been something that we added, quote unquote, added to Stubbornfest last year, which Ryan added it for us. But I really feel like Stubbornfest is getting better and better every year because we know what we're doing a little bit more, and I've learned to take really good notes over this stuff, and that has helped us out so much. I was looking over my notes for Stubbornfest just the other day, and I was like, oh yeah, the Thursday before Stubbornfest, we're going to put all of our outside signage up. So we don't have to do it the Friday that we're setting up because that day is just so crazy and busy anyway. So yeah, we've just been taking really good notes over the years. We've been listening to people's feedback, what they say, they like about it, and what they want to see more or whatever. So, everyone loves the bubble bus. So, obviously we have to bring that back and the bands that they like. And
so is there anything that you guys tried that didn't work and you said we're never doing that again? Or have you had any just disaster fiascos? Somebody streaked through the main street?
Not yet. I guess the weather, well, I think 2 of the past 3 years outside, we've had weather issues at one point or another. If let's say Stubbornfest lasts for a total of 12 hours, 10 hours is great weather, and then it rained at the end of Saturday night or whatever. Right. So it did that once or twice, and if that was a fiasco, I'd say, probably so, because we were helping this band get their stuff from the stage over to inside the brewery. Meanwhile, we use the brewery area. When I say the brewery, I mean the little caged area that we're sitting right now, where all the tanks are. Since no one can really sit there, we use that just kind of as our storage area during Stubbornfest. So it definitely doesn't look that nice. Right. There's boxes of plastic cups and just whatever we need sitting there. And now all of a sudden we have to clear all that out so this band can come and play and move all their stuff and then get them playing. And that was kind of a whole thing. But
meanwhile, we lost some crowd because of the
right.
I don't know. What's it called when you hold the stein out in front of you?
Oh, that would be the Maschkrugstimmen.
Of course.
I'm sorry?
Maschkrugstimmen.
Yes. So we're not doing that this year.
Oh, yeah.
Because I feel like that. Chris wants to do it.
I got yelled at.
You didn't get yelled at, but Chris always wants to do it, and it is fun-ish to watch, but it's not that great. And
what is this? You're holding a stein out?
You just hold a full stein out with locked elbow.
As long as you can?
Yeah,
as long
a
as
liter. This is only a half liter, so a full liter of beer. And, it's a fun... Yeah. It's a fun spectacle.
Why won't you let Chris do it, Tammy?
Because I'm the one that has to go around and make sure these people will participate in it. So, and I feel like over the years, at first it was so fun to participate in, and now people are like, no, I don't want to stand up there with a beer and people just staring at me.
What do I get, a T-shirt?
Yeah. It was just hard. It's been hard to get participants for that. And then
you got to sweeten the deal. Make a better price here.
I guess. But then also, the crowd is literally standing there watching someone hold a beer for 15 minutes.
I was going to say, what kind of time are we talking? 10, 15 minutes?
10, 15 minutes. So it's just not that
the
energy we just kind of lose. And
but there's a it's an hour-long set change between bands on the big bands anyway, because Well, like Deutsche Meister Brass Band is what, 20, 30 people? Then they have to all get off the stage.
Right.
And then the rock band has to set up. So it's
Yep.
like an hour. And, if you do
Drummers
15
are the
minutes
worst.
for the men and 15 minutes for the women,
Right.
now pretty soon you got a half hour down, and drummers are the worst.
Well, we're going to skip it this year.
We're skipping it because we have the Beer Puppeteer.
And if you guys miss it and you want us to bring it back, let me know. We can always bring it back next year.
Yeah.
But
And if you want, you can just stand there and hold your beer out at
Yes.
arm's
That's
length.
true. Just
Nobody
do it.
has to.
It'd be a volunteer situation.
yeah,
It's not an organized.
yeah.
There's no trophy this
Nice.
year.
But no, and our staff does an amazing job over Stubbornfest. We ask
do.
a lot of them.
We do.
That entire weekend. A lot of them are like, oh, I want to work. It's, for my part-time job or whatever. I just want to work once a weekend. Well, on Stubbornfest, like everyone works all weekend, really long shifts.
Yeah.
We're all dressed up in our German attire. And
It's tough to make a
It's-
Manhattan and a dirndl.
yeah,
but
so it really requires a lot out of them, and you're helping a lot of people, lots of smiling, which is so much work.
Well, you guys have the best staff.
We do.
They're amazing.
Yeah, so they can definitely handle it, but a huge shout out to them because
Yeah.
the cleanup and the setup is like out of this world, a lot of work.
yeah,
but they
it really
do
is.
awesome.
And yeah, we mopped the entire floor. I mean, like twice,
Several
3
times,
times.
like-
I mean, like that's on Friday
Right.
and on Saturday.
Yeah, it's a lot of cleaning on their part, but they have fun, and all of our customers love it, and it's so worth it because I feel like our good core customers that come in all the time, they're like, we can't wait for Stubbornfest.
They're every single one of them are here sometime during Stubbornfest, right?
Yeah.
that's the most fun I think is just walking around, just walking through. I don't have to stop and talk to everybody for 20 minutes, but just to see, there's Jared, hey, and
Yep.
just that.
Yeah.
But 100, 300 times probably, in one little walkthrough. I mean, it's so cool.
Yeah,
to
and
see
they look
everybody
forward
we
to
know.
it, and they bring their friends that
Yep.
are from out of town or whatever, and it's just a lot of fun, a lot of camaraderie is going on, and people are excited.
I know. I can't wait.
Yeah.
So
and-
you mentioned earlier your top tip was to bring cash so you can get in the quick line outside.
Right.
What other tips? What do people need to know when
Well-
they come to Stubbornfest?
I think Chris has a list,
He
actually.
does have a list.
He does
you know
have a
him
list.
in lists.
He needs to pull up the list. Now, a big tip would be to learn all the words to the song Ein Prosit,
Ein Prosit.
because you'll hear that several times
All right.
throughout the day. And don't get caught with no beer in your glass,
Uh-huh,
because they might just bust that song out and you'll need to do a toast. And if you
Okay.
have no beer in your glass, you cannot do a toast. Yeah, so that's
Always
that's
have
part
beer.
of it.
Okay.
So make sure you have beer. Make sure you know the words to Ein Prosit. We're not rookies anymore. We've done this plenty of times. Bring cash. You can bring a chair if you think you'll be sitting at all. I would say most of us will be up dancing and just having fun, and so
Yeah, and we put tables and benches out front on Main Street. We set up quite a
Yeah,
few of those.
Quite a
but
few, yeah. If
depending
you need
on
your
the
own,
crowd.
yeah. If you need your own sitting situation, be prepared for that. Wear your lederhosen and dirndls. All Trekton is recommended for this. And bring your kids. Bring especially early in the day on Friday and Saturday for that bubble bus for sure on Saturday, and to see the Waterloo German band. As it gets later and later, for really young kids, they may not have as much fun. But I don't know. Our kids hang out pretty much the whole time.
Yeah, they love it.
Yeah, it's a blast. So
Yeah, we're totally family friendly, so bring them along with you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Have fun.
Not too much fun,
No.
but have fun. Yeah. Cool. I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to it. It's always a good time. You kind of never know Oktoberfest what the weather's going to be, but it's usually it's like right when everything just gets perfect. Mild weather.
Right.
Not too hot. It's not too cold.
I don't think we've
It's
really
great.
ever had a hot
Yeah.
Stubbornfest, and it's
Yeah.
usually always the same weekend, the first
Right.
weekend of October. It's usually, if anything, it's just at the very end of the night. It's a hair on the cool side, but that's it, right? I mean, it's been beautiful weather,
Yeah.
Yeah.
other than the rain that one year, and
Cool.
so yeah, it's going to be good.
Should be fun. Well, before we wrap up this episode, we've got to get to German word of the day. You already kind of said it and explained what it was.
So, okay, we can formally
recap that.
formally
for those of you who didn't catch it.
Theresienwiese is Teresa's Meadow, where Oktoberfest is in Munich, Germany. So, Tammy said a traveling party, and you said a
groundwork.
You said groundwork.
Yeah.
So, I think Tammy was the closest.
Pretty close.
Yes.
So we're gonna give it to her.
The prize.
You
Are
win.
there prizes?
There are not,
Okay.
but good job.
No, it was fun to
yeah.
tell our story, and we hope you guys can come and celebrate Stubbornfest with us. And
I can't wait.
yeah,
I'm
we're
so excited.
really excited.
Chris really does get excited. If you can't tell, he just gets a little
I'm
pep in his
giddy.
step talking about
yeah.
Stubbornfest.
I'm
Yeah.
like a kid in the candy store.
Yeah.
And so many
fun.
different kinds of beers. I can just wander from beer tent to beer tent and be like,
Right.
oh, I'll have this one now. I think I'll try that one. I mean, that's what I do.
And it's not very often you can see actual German bands playing actual polka music and people wearing lederhosen and drinking German beer and eating bratwurst and pie hard and shorties.
Right. I
Yeah.
mean, it's as an authentic of
Right.
an Oktoberfest as you're going to get around here, I feel
for
like.
sure.
So,
In
yeah,
a German town.
it's the real deal.
Yep. So come out, bring your friends, bring your family, hang out at Stubbornfest 2021.
I will see you there.
Yep. All right. Well, I want to apologize that Kevin couldn't be here with us. I know everybody loves to hear the sultry sounds of his voice.
Yes.
But and he does such a great job hosting for us. But we tried to pick up the slack in his absence. So
Yeah, we'll
thanks
see
for,
what the download numbers on
right,
this episode
the feed,
are.
We just dropped off a cliff here, Chris.
Okay, Kevin, you need to come back
Yeah,
now.
Well, we thank Tammy for coming on once again. Everybody loves when Tammy's on.
That's right.
They all want to download and listen to what she has to say. Thanks,
Okay.
Tammy. Well, until next time, for Tammy and Chris, I'm Jared, and
Prost.
Hey, we're recording, so if you're going to say something funny, say it now.
This is the time to say stupid stuff that gets put at the end of the show.
Exactly. I got to remember how Kevin starts it.
Doesn't he normally... Oh, Kevin, oh.
There is a lot of...